All right, we're waiting for another mic, but in the interest of time, we're going to start. My name is Vanessa Gerlay. I'm the general partner at Aglaé Ventures, an early stage investment firm in Web3. And I'm joined today
by Punkar. So that's my Web3 name. And I am a co-founder of Bankless Consulting. I also contribute to other DAOs, mainly Index Coop and Gitcoin.
So super excited to have a conversation today with Punkar. We're going to go back to sort of the origins of the DAO and what matters for DAOs to be successful and what you have to think as a founder or as a contributor in order to help these DAOs be successful. So we're super excited to go back into how governance is important to the success. Like, you know, when you think about the public markets in the traditional world, the number one aspect and how people rate success and financial success is related to corporate governance. And so think of it the same way for DAOs, like how much it is important to be able to coordinate in a sound and transparent way in order for people to understand what's going on and be able to contribute. So maybe we start by sort of the different models and the different types of DAO governance that we've seen that have been successful in your view.
Yeah, definitely. And just maybe make one more step back actually, like to the history. Like governance and DAO governance, it's nothing new. Like governance has been here like for ages. Like, you know, every single community had to govern themselves. Like even before they knew how to make a fire, they had to like agree on something. And like, I think we are just like sometimes overcomplicating stuff. Means like we are trying to like reinvent the wheel, what already been proved by time that might be working on or not been working. And that's kind of related to those like governance types, as you mentioned, because you know we have the most common governance type. It's let's say one token, one vote, like direct democracy. Basically, everyone is supposed to vote on basically everything, and there has been in the history those kind of same attempts of doing that, and there are same attempts at the moment on like municipality level or something like that, but it was not effective. Like it never been like really effective that like giving power to everyone in the way that not everyone is engaged in the manner, and not everyone has time to really like explore and so on. So I think that's something what I'm not big proponent of, honestly, but the easiest way to start. So on the other hand, like I'm saying, like it might not be the best, but it's good start, and let's like go from there. Uh, and you know what challenges with this VC is very low engagement at the forums. Like there is basically, you know, quorums are now 2 to 5% to pass the proposal, but 100% should be voting. So what we can do with that? And I think this has been evolving for some time. And what I see as kind of like one of the best evolution of it, or one like what has signs of like effectiveness and kind of success, it's delegation. So it's basically where we still keep the governance power to the people. However, it's like the delegated democracy. What we have in, I would say, majority of the countries today, we vote for basically our representatives, and they represent us, and they like have this kind of short-term, long-term goals, and we just basically check every 4 or 5 years, like if we want them still representing us. And that's what, let's say, Gitcoin DAO, for example, done. They have basically created this delegation, so they have stewards which are very involved in Gitcoin. They know what is going on, and then they can basically decide on behalf of the community. So me as a token holder, I don't need to be worried like if I miss some proposal or some important decision, because I have the trusted resource there. So I think this is something what I see as like a good model moving forward. It's not perfect, definitely. We still need to kind of improve on it, but it's something what I see as a good type.
In terms of the delegation, do you think it's worth separating certain types of decision where everyone needs to vote and others where only the delegates vote, like the treasury management or some core upgrades of the technology? How do you think, what's the best way of structuring that?
Yeah, to your question, I think there needs to be some separation because even with the delegation, there is specialization. So not every delegate understands, let's say, DeFi. They might understand something different, like corporate structure or hiring or something like that, which is also important. But they cannot really vote on like risk parameters of new DeFi protocol. And I think that's also something what we need to consider when we are designing governance. Like who actually should be involved? And I'm sometimes giving like kind of simple example, which is like when we want to, let's say, go for dinner. Like if like two of us go for dinner, it's kind of easy to agree. We are two people. Like there won't be that many options, so we will just pick something and go.
Yeah, I'm very difficult for dinner.
Okay, so if I go with someone else. But when you have like group of friends and now you need to pick a place, like and everyone will have opinion and everyone will try like to make a kind of proposal, like that will be such a messy situation. So it's usually like we are almost like trusting someone to lead us, like someone who is really maybe picky, who really knows these restaurants, and we just basically trust them, just say, okay, I cannot eat fish, so do they have something else than that or something like that? And we basically have the leaders. And now I'm getting to like your question actually. Like if we have this like a regular, maybe, every Monday dinner with friends, and there's 20 friends, but every Monday joins like approximately 10. Should those other 10 also be involved in the decision making where we are going for dinner? Like, are they actually, do they have any exposure to the problem? And maybe there is some indirect exposure, like, okay, we go this Monday, we probably won't go next Monday, and I really want to go, so I vote against to go this Monday. However, like, it should not be the case. We will usually just create these 10 people, we agree where we go for dinner, and the other 10 will be deciding next Monday when they will actually go. And I think this is really similar with the proposals. Like, if the proposal impacts some group of people, why the other people, if there is like no impact to them, should really try to understand what is going on and try to put their opinion on. Like their time is very valuable. I don't want to waste people's time on like, voting for something what like doesn't really matter for them. So as you said, like we need to really make sure that like per topic or per something, we are choosing the right delegates, or we are giving, the decision back maybe to people, because it's really big change and we don't want delegates to be basically agreeing on it, and treasury can be one of it, because treasury is like a big deal. So if you want to create new treasury strategy, maybe we want to confirm that decision with the community that they are okay, that we will diversify, that it won't be any more just native token. And it's kind of and again, I'm getting back to the real world examples, like that's something what Switzerland is doing. I'm not from Switzerland, so if I'm not 100% correct, please let me know if anyone from Switzerland is here. But they have this option, like when there is a law basically people can vote it against it. So basically they have this delegation power. However, if they don't really like it, they can basically vote against it and vet it. So there is still kind of the balance between like delegated power and basically power for the people.
So in the context of delegated power, how do you prevent collusion or large, holders to sort of make all the decisions for the DAO and just basically not have a decentralized model? Because I think at the end of the day, the idea behind one vote, one person, or one wallet was that we have a decentralized protocol, that we don't have all the decision making made into the hands of one person, because then if there's no legal entity, actually that person could be responsible, right? So how are you thinking about that?
I think we have last question. So there's so much what I would like to say about it. Yeah, we need to protect the DAO from attacks. From governance attacks are very common nowadays. Like DeFi protocols has been exploited by basically governance proposal, because like they were borrowing the tokens on the market and just voting and basically training the treasury to zero. So that's something what needs to be protected. And there is and because we don't have time, I will try to be very quick. Like that's why I like when there is a core community kind of like group where they can turn the decision like around, kind of like that we trust them, and if there is something what is going against like the protocol, they can be kind of representing the community and say, okay, let's pause on this and let's revisit this. So there is like, I'm all for like automation, but sometimes we are not there yet to make everything automized. I think we need to have people we can trust, which can basically really like stop those attacks, or if there will be some like, investor which kind of bought 60% and they just want to take it, I don't know, do something with it, we still have the core community which can kind of, vote against that and really push the investor maybe out.
Well, that was a very exciting conversation. I hope we can continue it next time. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.